You better have lightsabers and X-Wings and TIE fighters and stormtroopers. And if you don't have that, or the Force.
The Force.
If you
Space
don't have
wizards.
that, you don't have Star Wars.
No.
You've got generic sci-fi laser bullshit.
It might as well have been, so they made a game out of Rebel Moon.
What an awful thing to say. What an insulting... Well done, but oh god. Turns out, y'all need Jesus.
Hey, welcome to Two Gaming Dudes. We're actually going to talk about games today.
Hey, click subscribe right now. Okay, Star Wars Outlaws. This is not a new game. It came out in October, a few months ago. There was no way I was going to pay $90
No.
for this game.
I would hope nobody did. I mean, I guess a few of you did. Suckers!
Not very many, as it turns out. Not very many.
No, this game did not do well.
And why do you think it didn't do well? I have my own opinion that I'll share, but why do you think it wasn't the smashing success that we were expecting?
It all started with bad character design, and then we started seeing some of the gameplay, and it just didn't look impressive. Like, it didn't look really that innovative or special. It looked like the same old all over again, and the graphics looked like they belonged one generation back, like on a PS4 instead of a PS5. It just wasn't the game that we were expecting or hoping. And I think we started catching on to the pattern that as soon as you start seeing bad design, and then you see kind of meh gameplay, it's like, okay, this is just a cash grab. It's just going to be garbage.
Well, it turns out being a cash dump. It ended up, I guess it was a European studio that worked on most of it. It was a $250 million euro
250 million euros. Okay.
loss.
Oh,
So that's about 290 million US dollars loss.
yep.
That is an enormous amount of money.
Yes.
My problem with it was twofold. One, the game itself is just incredibly boring. Is the most boring game modern game I've ever fucking played. It's just so boring. It's just walking around,
Right.
looking for something you can interact with. It's just boring.
That's the whole game.
And more than that, what made me... If it was just that, I'd say, it's a boring game, and I'm not going to play this.
Sure.
Not everything has to be Battlefront. I get it. Okay.
Fine.
It was sold to us as Grand Theft Auto set to Star Wars.
Which sounded kind of cool.
That hyped the shit out of me. I'm like, GTA 5 is one of my favorite games ever on any system.
Right.
You take that and put it into Star Wars and give me lightsabers and blasters and stormtroopers and X-Wings. Holy shit, this is going to be freaking amazing. I can't wait to see this game.
There it is.
This is the game. This is not, what are you doing? This is just another third-person bullshit action adventure.
Yeah.
Done poorly. I was singularly disappointed.
You know what else? You guys can comment on this all you want. There are no lightsabers in this.
I didn't make it past this level.
What separates this from any other sci-fi anything?
Yeah, if I didn't tell you this was Star Wars,
You wouldn't
know it. Galactic credits, would they steal that from Star Wars?
Yeah.
There's nothing Star Wars about this.
What is Star Wars? How do you separate it from all the other sci-fi shows and movies and books?
We've talked about this 1,000 times. You need those three elements.
Yep.
You better have lightsabers and X-Wings and TIE fighters and stormtroopers. And if you don't have that, or the Force.
The Force.
If you
Space
don't have
wizards.
that, you don't have Star Wars.
No.
You've got generic sci-fi laser bullshit.
It might as well have been, so they made a game out of Rebel Moon.
What an awful thing to say. What an insulting... Well done, but oh god, how insulting.
It's just... All right, so it wasn't all that interesting. It wasn't fun. The people who did get it on PC found ways to mod it, so they started changing things on their own, and I guess that made it a little more interesting. Now I
shouldn't have to fucking do that.
No, the game itself. And this is a big budget AAA game, right? So
on a
major
PS5,
studio.
for me, on the PS5.
Yeah.
The most powerful gaming platform to date.
Sure.
This is the best it can do?
Apparently.
This is what that mega powerful system is capable of? I don't think they used a fraction
of
what that PS5 is capable of.
That's because it's such a big studio and there's so much money that there was somebody way up here going, oh, no, pull it back. You got to play it safe. Over and over again, I'm sure. Every time they wanted to do something interesting, there was somebody saying, no, pull it back. You can't do that. I don't know if that's going to work or not. So just play it safe and do the same thing that we've always done, but just use Star Wars characters instead. And so that's what you got. And now they're all shocked. I can't believe no one wanted this.
I don't know that I agree. I don't know that I agree with that assessment.
Yeah?
To me, if I'm an executive,
Right.
and I'm handed a $500,000 budget, and I don't want my job at risk because of this, I'm going to play it safe as well. I'm going to say, whoa, just get the fucking engine from Far Cry. Just use the same game engine. Do the skins to look like Star Wars. Throw in some X-Wings and some lightsabers and some stormtroopers. Just play it safe. And the complaint then would be, they just played it safe. It's just a generic video game set to Star Wars. But it would not have lost $1/3 trillion or $1/3 billion. It would have been played safe. It would have made some of its money back. And people would be like, yeah, it was fine.
I guess.
It wouldn't be this reaction, where it's unrecognizable as Star Wars.
And just it's just not fun.
And just a boring game.
It's just not very fun.
I could have dealt with one or the other.
The CEO for it was Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And the CEO came out and said, hey, these games are actually fantastic. These are great games. And the only reason why they failed is because critics came out and bashed it. So it's all your fault.
It's our fault.
Yeah, apparently. Because the world doesn't have eyes. The world didn't actually play parts of this game and go, wow, this sucks.
You know, there used to be a time where you could download demos.
I remember.
You would download
Hell, I remember when demos used to show up in my PC magazines.
Right.
And you'd pop them in. Yeah.
And I think you can still go on PSN and download demos for new stuff. What level on this would you download as a demo, play and say, oh, I can't wait to pay $90
to play the
for
whole
full
game.
version?
Yeah.
Buddy, you're going to blame us? That's horse shit.
They don't give you demos anymore. You'll have some cinematics like the bullshit that's playing right now as a YouTube trailer, and that's supposed to get you excited. No, it used to be demos. You got to play a level or part of a level, or so you could see what it plays like and how it feels, and it would get you excited. And I can't wait to play the rest of it. They don't do that anymore because they're afraid. They're afraid if I show you what this
Rightly
is,
so.
You're never going to buy it because it's garbage.
Rightly so. It is garbage. I wouldn't have bought it had I been able to play through a demo. And I would have had the same complaints. It doesn't look or feel anything like Star Wars. Mm-hmm. The gameplay is stupid. All I do is walk around looking for obscure things that I can interact with, which aren't even labeled or easy to find. I'm walking around for 20 minutes figuring out, how do I break into the office to steal a data card? What the This is horseshit. Oh, I'm walking around in circles. And finally, you go on YouTube and, look up here, and there's a gray square, and you could use your grappling hook on that. Come on, man. I don't want to play Metroid on this scale.
No, it's not even. Metroid was fun.
Metroid was a lot of fun.
There was nothing really fun happening here. Even the cutscenes were pretty boring.
It was just boring.
Everything about it was just boring. And I will say this because there are, of course, the other people who are like, well, the company now is going to face all these financial problems, and boo-hoo, cry me a river. I'm glad that it failed the way that it did, because they shouldn't get away with this. You're a major AAA company. You played this, looked at it, and said, "Yep, this is good enough. This is fine." And you kicked this out to the public. How could you not have known?
I guess the population in general will never know the real numbers. Mm-hmm. How much of that money went to licensing? How much of it went to programmers? How much of it went to artists? Where was the breakdown? How did this cost $250 million?
I don't know.
Where did that money go? How much of a staff does it take? How many musicians? How many graphic artists does it take? Maybe a lot, I guess.
Maybe a lot.
But
I don't
don't
see... They had like 500 people over the course of 4 years.
I don't see any of that value on the screen or on the controller. I don't see any of that money. I just see a generic piece of shit.
They just kind of threw together and like, yeah, that's good.
What? Imagine we'd never talked about this.
Right.
Hey, and I pointed to this and said, the new Assassin's Creed.
Huh.
And you say, looks like the old Assassin's Creed.
I'm like, looks
But if I looked
slow.
or if I showed it to you and said, oh, this is going to be a new Star Wars game, you'd look at it and say, that doesn't look like Star Wars.
At what point does this become a Star Wars game? I'm still waiting for the Star Warsy stuff to happen.
So just I'm singularly disappointed.
Yeah.
Singularly disappointed, especially because I was promised GTA.
Yeah.
I guess if I want GTA, I just have to go play Vice City. If I want Far Cry, I'm just going to go play Far Cry.
And if you want a good Star Wars experience, go play Fallen Jedi or the Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, the recent one. That was really good.
Yeah, either that or...
That was excellent.
Or Battlefront is still fun.
Okay, Battlefront's still fun too, yeah.
One-dimensional. It's just a...
But it's still hilarious.
It's like playing PUBG. Or Fortnite or something stupid like that.
Yeah, so there are other games. And that's the other thing too. It's like, it sucks, yeah. This game sucks. But that's okay. I have so many other games to play. And I've been really impressed with some of the smaller indie titles that have come out that are really fun.
Yeah.
Like, really fun. They take me back to, like, classic side-scrolling adventures.
Mega Man!
Back to the world of Mega Man.
Well, that...
I got the kid who's, like, 16, and he's playing games like this, and he's, amazing at them, and I suck at a lot of these kinds of games. But, boy, you put me in front of Mega Man.
Yeah.
He's constantly like, I'm dying. How do you get through this? I'm like, let me show you. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Well, I mean, that's all well and good that there's stuff to play.
Yeah.
But here's me still wishing for Grand Theft Auto set to Star Wars.
And I don't know that
Why can't I get an open world Star Wars game?
I don't know that you'll ever get it.
The engine is there.
There was a bounty hunter game that was going to come out at one point.
Another Star Wars bounty hunter.
It was supposed to take place in like the depths of Coruscant. Remember, we had like a trailer and everything, and it was supposed to be gritty and dark. And,
fine.
And that looked really cool. And it never went beyond like a couple of cutscenes they tried to make, and then they're like, this is gonna fail, and they pulled the plug.
Why didn't they pull the plug on this shit?
Because they made it too far, too much money. I don't know.
I mean, they've got game testers on staff. The game testers didn't give them their honest opinion. Like, yeah, we played it. It's boring.
I wonder about that.
Or do they?
Because
they're afraid they're going to get fired.
If you have game testers, like the public, yeah, guys, try it. Then they'll come back and tell you it's garbage. But if you actually employed with the company, maybe you're only hiring yes men. Maybe the only people who work for you are the ones who don't want to lose their job, so they're going to tell you everything is great.
Okay, they couldn't go to the Rad Brad. Thanks to the Rad Brad for doing the gameplay, by the way. They couldn't go to the Rad Brad with 13 million subscribers. They couldn't find 100 online high-profile players to say, hey, here's a free demo of the first level. Mm-hmm. Tell us what you think of this. It's still in the development stage, so it doesn't really look like it's going to, but tell us what you think of this so far. They'll give you their honest opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 100 isn't a big enough sample size, but okay.
No, I mean,
whatever that number is.
Honestly, it would be a good sample size for a beginning. You wouldn't make much. You just make, a level or a scene or whatever it is. Like, this is what we're thinking. The whole game will play like this. And if you're 100 people, 99 of them come back and go, this is kind of lame. This is kind of boring. Then whoever's in charge has to swallow their pride and be like, all right, this sucks. Let's try something different.
And they don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that.
Fuck. Well, then
that's the hardest part.
Then they get what they deserve.
Yes.
They should all be fucking fired because they dropped the ball on this, and it's inexcusable.
When you're an indie developer, your whole focus is on the gaming experience and on the gamers, the people who are actually playing it.
Yeah.
And when they turn around and tell you, I don't like this or I don't like that, they change it.
Yeah.
When you tell these big studios, this kind of sucks, well, it's because you're, bigots and racists, and I don't know why you don't like it. You should like it anyway.
I mean, LucasArts is never going to condescend to approaching us for our opinion.
No.
But Bob Conway did with his games.
Yeah.
And we were perfectly happy to tell him, this is fucking awesome. And he does it. He's a guy in his den.
Yeah.
He's not 1,000 people with millions of dollars. But Yags was 1,000 times more fun than this bullshit.
Yes, it was. If you don't know what game we're talking about, maybe we'll put a link in the description. You can go check it out.
We should do more games. Let's do a game today. Let's do an adult.
You want to play a game?
Let's do a Japanese.
All right, maybe we'll play a game.
Let's
later.
have our new friends
play a
play.
game. All right, we might do that.
All right.
Well,
Did anybody play this fucking thing? Tell us. Well, maybe we're way off. Should we have gone farther into the game? Does it get better hours into it? Maybe.
Oh,
Didn't get worse.
You don't know how much we hate that. No, keep playing. Because after 17 hours, it starts to get good. So it doesn't get good until then. It just sucks and then no.
No, it's the same as a TV.
I'm
You
not
can't
doing
tell
that.
me when I'm 8 episodes into Mad Men and I'm bored out of my mind. You can't keep watching because season 3 gets awesome. Fuck off. My
doing
time
that.
is valuable.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Leave some comments down below. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Ciao, everybody.
All right, we'll see you later.